Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm your English teacher, and I have a special guest. And what's your name?
My name is Sky.
Very good. And how are you, Sky?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. And how are you? Okay, so today we're going to do a day in London. So we've already done a little bit of it. So this is the second time we're doing a day in London. And let's get going. First of all, how's the weather today?
It is raining.
Very good. What day is it today?
It is Sunday.
Very good. And what is the date today?
It is April 19.
Excellent. And you can ask me the questions. So,
How's the weather today?
today it is rainy.
What is the date today?
What day is it today?
What day is it today?
It is Sunday.
What is the date today?
It is April 19th. Okay, so you can answer me your questions how it is where you are today. So how's the weather today for you? What day is it today? And what is the date today? Okay, and let's get reading the book. So we'll read the book. We'll ask some questions and answer and do the workbook. And let's begin. Okay, first we're going to do some practice with some flashcards as a warm-up. So let's play.
Ready. Go.
Believe. I believe I can fly.
Yeah. Believe. I believe I can fly.
I can fly.
Yeah, so believe.
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 I believe you can do it.
I believe
I believe
you can do it.
you can do it.
Very good.
Believe.
Believe.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
What is believe?
Believe is think.
Think.
So I think. Do you believe? So I believe it will rain tomorrow. So I think it will rain tomorrow. So believe. Yeah, what do you think? Okay, next one.
Parcel.
Parcel.
Parcel. What is
Parcel.
Parcel is present, like a box. So the postman gives you parcel. You got a parcel the other day. You got Rapunzel house
Yeah.
in the box. So that's parcel. Take that parcel.
Parcel.
Parcel. See that parcel?
Daddy, do you know the text bag?
Yeah. So parcel's like a present. It's in a box. Parcel.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we should come later.
Perhaps we should come later.
Later.
So perhaps is maybe. Maybe. Yeah, perhaps.
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 Perhaps he starts to lose his memories.
Perhaps he starts to lose his memories.
What is memory?
What you remember. But do you remember last year?
What?
Do you remember when you were 1 year old? No. So memories is what you remember before.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps it is going to rain.
Okay. Perhaps it is going to rain. So it's cloudy. So maybe it will rain. So perhaps it will rain. Okay, next word.
Through.
Through.
I can see the sunshine through the hole.
See, through. Whoops. So through the sunshine here is through the hole. So it goes through. Through.
This is the little one.
Yeah.
Through. He is
Through.
walking through a tunnel.
He is walking through a tunnel.
Car tunnel.
Walking tunnel.
I do
Through.
know the real one.
Can you look at it through the glasses?
Can you look at it through the glasses?
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a magazine. Okay, so let's go to the next word. So through.
Through.
Okay, next word.
Smash.
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 Clap, clap.
Smash.
Smash. So the phone is smashed.
Instead. I
Instead.
will have apples instead of a burger.
Okay, so instead, something that you're going to change.
Change.
Okay, so I like ice cream instead of broccoli.
I love broccoli. Yum.
Instead.
Instead,
I sent her a message instead of calling.
oh, we forgot to read the first one.
Instead.
Yeah.
I will have apples instead of a burger.
So I will have apples instead of a burger.
Burger.
So they have a choice. So they're going to choose apples instead of the burger.
Burger.
It's healthier.
Instead.
Instead,
I sent her a message instead of calling.
I sent her a message instead of calling.
Instead.
Instead,
She wants to buy a green dress instead of a white shirt.
she wants to buy a green dress instead of a white shirt. Very good.
You are so quickly.
Okay, let's do the warm-up quiz.
Smash.
Smash. Very good. No, yeah, that's it. Smash, smash.
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 Believe.
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 I believe you can do it.
I believe you can do it. That's it. I believe I can fly.
I believe I can fly.
And do you believe in Santa Claus?
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Very good. Believe.
Believe. Parcel.
Parcel. Yes. Parcel, parcel, and many parcels. Parcel,
Parcel.
parcel.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we should come later.
Perhaps we should come later.
Perhaps he starts to lose his memories.
Perhaps he starts to lose his memories, and yep, perhaps it will rain.
Perhaps it is going to rain.
Very good. So
Perhaps.
perhaps.
Instead.
Instead.
This one.
I sent her a message. I will have apples instead of a burger.
Okay, so I sent her a message instead of calling. Next one, I will have apples instead of a burger. And one more. Yes.
She wants to buy a green dress instead of a white shirt.
Very good. She wants to buy a green dress instead of a white shirt.
Instead.
Instead.
Through.
And last one, through.
Through.
He is walking through a tunnel.
He is walking through a tunnel.
I can see the sunshine through the hole.
I can see the sunshine through the hole.
Can you look at it through the glasses?
Can you look at it through the glasses?
Through.
Okay, so let's do the reading book now. Okay, so let's read. So, A Day in London.
And day in the London.
Okay, so London is in England,
England.
and there's a plane. So they're having a trip to London. So let's go.
Daddy, that
Yes.
was the first time I played ever.
Yes, and he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so page 1. Gran came to stay. The children ran to meet her. Hooray, said Kipper.
Said Kipper.
I love it when Gran comes to stay. She's good fun. So they like Gran. Gran brought presents for everyone. She gave Mum and Dad an ornament.
Oh, God.
Kipper had some little golf clubs, and Biff and Chip had a keyboard. Thanks, Gran, said everyone. I've another surprise for you, said Gran. She gave the children some funny-looking parcels. What are they? Asked Kipper. Boomerangs, said Gran. The children wanted to see how the boomerangs worked. Gran took them outside. She threw a boomerang and it whizzed through the air. Look out, shouted Gran. Kipper wanted to play with the golf clubs. Gran showed him what to do. She hit the ball, but she hit it too hard and it smashed a window. Oh dear, said Gran. What did Gran do? Smashed it through the window.
Really?
Yeah, naughty Gran.
Um,
Next day, Wilf, Wilma, Nadim and Anina came to play. Biff and Chip showed them the keyboard. Gran had a good idea. Let's have a band, she said. The band made a lot of noise and the children had a good time.
no.
Whatever will Gran do next, said Dad. She's worse than the children, said Mum. So look at Dad. Dad looks very worried
Why?
because there's so much noise. Children are making too much noise. Gran had promised to take the children on an outing. She said that Nadim and Anina could go too. I'll take you all to London, she said. Look after Gran, said Mum as they got into the car. Try and stop her getting into trouble. We'll do our best, said Biff, but it won't be easy. When they got to London, Gran parked the car. Now we'll take the tube, said Gran. It's the best way to get around. So the tube is the train in England, in London. Tube means train, subway.
Somewhere.
There were lots of people waiting on the platform. When the train came in, everyone rushed to get on. Now I know why it's called a tube, said Anina. Everyone gets squeezed, very squeezy.
Very, very squeezy.
Yeah, too many people. They went to Trafalgar Square. On top of the column was a statue of Nelson. I wouldn't like to be up there, said Biff. I don't like heights. There were lots of pigeons in Trafalgar Square. Gran brought some nuts. The children fed the pigeons. Oh, help, said Nadine. I didn't know that pigeons were so greedy. See the pigeons?
Mm.
Get your next page, 14. They went to Buckingham Palace. This is where the Queen lives, said Gran. Yes, the Queen of England lives here. It's so big. Daddy's been here. I've been here. It's enormous. Yeah. It's enormous, said Anina. The Queen must be busy with all those rooms to clean. There's so many rooms.
Really?
Yes. A big car drove past and everyone cheered and waved. The children couldn't see who was inside the car. Perhaps it's the Queen, said Biff. Gran took them on a boat. They went under Tower Bridge. The children were excited because the bridge began to open. So see the bridge? It's opening so the boat can get through.
Really?
Yeah.
I said every day, really.
It began to rain and the wind blew. Everyone felt cold. Never mind, said Gran. We'll think of somewhere warm to go next. So the weather is getting very cold.
Really? I said one wind.
They went to the waxworks. What is a waxworks? Asked Kipper as they went in. It has wax models of famous people, said Anina. So they're made of wax.
Who is Nina?
Anina is the girl. The black-haired girl. Yeah. They looked at the models. Don't they look funny? Said Kipper. You can tell they are models and not real people, said Anina. Who are these people? Asked Kipper. That is Queen Victoria, said Gran, and some of her grandchildren. She had lots of grandchildren, said Nadine. Queen Victoria looks very fierce, said Biff. I bet she wasn't like you, Gran. Well, I wouldn't like to be a queen, said Gran. It must be a hard job. They looked at a street scene. This is what London was like a long time ago, said Gran. A lot of people were very poor. Poor children didn't go to school in those days. They had to work instead, said Gran. That boy carrying brushes is a sweep. His job was to climb up chimneys and brush soot down. So soot is black dirt, like black ash. Gran went off to look at the royal family while the children stayed at the street scene. Do you think Gran should go off by herself? Said Biff. She can't do much harm in here, said Chip. Gran dropped her handbag and some money rolled among the models. Gran went to pick it up. As she bent down, she knocked into the waxworks and they began to fall over. Oh no, look at Gran. She dropped her purse, her money, and then she's knocking over the wax models.
What is a wax?
Do you know the candle?
Mm.
Birthday cake? The candle.
Mm.
Then the fire melt the candle. That's wax. So these people are made of the wax.
Really?
Yeah.
This is not the real people.
No, they're just made of wax.
Wax.
Yeah, they're not real. Gran picked the models up and put their heads back on. The children couldn't believe it. See, wax. Gran, what are you doing? Said Biff. Don't just stand there, said Gran. Help me. Pick the models up before anyone sees. Oh, Gran, said Biff. I let you out of my sight for a second and this happens. So the wax models, she's putting it back on.
Daddy, why Beef had a
Why is she worried?
Mm.
Because Gran made the wax models fall over. She damaged them. Next one. They picked the models up and put the heads back on. They look strange, said Anina. I don't think the heads are right. Oh no, said Gran. Look, they're all mixed heads. Even there's a dog here. And this should be a woman. So this head here should be changed with this one.
so silly.
A lady ran up. She was very cross with Gran. So cross means angry or upset. I can't think how you knocked the models over in the first place, she said. It's never happened before. I'm very sorry, said Gran. I don't know, said Biff. I don't think they will let Gran in the waxworks again. Never mind, said Chip. Gran didn't mean to knock them over. So she didn't mean to, it was an accident. Thank you for a great day out, said Nadine. We had never been to London before. I liked the ride on the boat best, said Kipper, even if it was cold. I liked everything, said Anina. Home at last, said Gran. We can tell Mum some of our adventures, but not all of them, and not the one about beheading the Queen. Okay, very good. So let's ask some questions and answer. Okay, so let's ask the questions and answer them. So number one, which parts of the story did you find the funniest and why did it make you laugh? So I think for me, when Grandma knocked over the wax models and then she put their heads on wrong, it was funny. I think there was a dog on one and the man's head was on woman's dress. That was funny. Next one. Look at the pictures on pages 12 and 16 and name as many London landmarks as you can together. So 12, 16, I think it was Buckingham Palace and the Tower Bridge. Yeah, so the Tower Bridge, 16, so I've been there before. And page 12 is up Trafalgar Square. And what else?
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, oh, poo-poo, bird poo-poo. Buckingham Palace, I've been there. Tower Bridge. And some other landmarks in London. Big Ben, so Big Ben is a big clock.
No, this one.
Oh, you like that one?
No, This
Whoops.
one.
So some things I'm going to think of, Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, Trafalgar Square, and Big Ben. I can't think of anything more. So what about you? What do you know about London?
London.
And where would you like to go with Gran? You'd like to go to Australia?
Uh-huh.
So Gran can teach you how to throw the boomerang.
What is boomerang?
Boomerang, she threw the boomerang at the start. Boomerang is a piece of wood and it's round shaped and you throw it and it comes back to you.
I know.
Yeah, I think you know. So we would like to go to Australia with Gran because the weather is nice and Gran can show us how to throw the boomerang because the boomerang is from Australia. Okay, so we've done the questions and answers. So now let's go to the workbook. Okay, let's do the workbook. So a day in London.
A day in London.
And I think last time we did the first two pages. So let's just do them one more time. So let's review. Red pen. Okay, so we've got to do synonyms. I think we've already done this, though. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so number one. So synonyms is another word that means the same. Okay, so table, desk, cup, mug, okay, something like that. Okay, so Gran brought presents for everyone. So what's another word for presents? Gifts, okay, gift. Gifts. Okay, so Gran brought gifts for everyone. Gifts for everyone. Okay, number two, she gave Mum and Dad an ornament. So an ornament is a small decoration. So she gave Mum and Dad a decoration. That's an N. Okay. One more time. N. That's better. And number three, look out, shouted Gran. So what's another word for look out? Be careful.
Be careful.
Be careful, shouted Gran.
Be careful, shouted Gran.
Number four, the band made a lot of noise. So a lot of, the band made, we'll say too much noise. So too much. And number five, when they got to London, Gran parked the car. So when they arrived in London. So when they arrived in London, Gran parked the car.
Gran parked to the car.
And number six, it began to rain and the wind blew. So it began, started. So it started to rain and the wind blew. Number seven, it has wax models of famous people. So another word for famous.
Famous.
It has wax models of, we'll say, well-known people.
Well-known people.
Everyone knows them because they're on television or in the movies or on the radio. Okay, and number eight, it must be a hard job. So it must be difficult. Very good. Okay, so fill in those. And let's go to page number 3. Okay, let's do the antonyms, which is the opposites. So number 1, stay. So stay is leave. So leave.
Leave.
Number 2, outside.
Outside.
Inside.
Inside.
Number 3, fierce.
Fierce.
Fierce is fierce, gentle.
Trample.
Number 4, noise.
Noisy.
Silence.
Silent.
Silence means quiet. Number 5, children.
Children.
Grown-ups.
Grown.
Number 5, greedy.
Really.
Greedy is generous.
Camera.
Number 7, busy.
Really.
Busy is leisurely. Number 8, excited
Excited.
is depressed.
Depressed.
Number 9, funny.
Funny.
Funny is serious. Serious. Okay, so funny face and serious. Serious. And number 10, cross. Last one, satisfied. Okay, so I think we've already done those, so they're just some reviews. And for homework, let's do page number 4. Okay, so answering the questions from this picture. So what do you think the children are doing? So they are playing music together, forming a band. What can you tell about Dad's face? So Dad's face, he looks very worried from all of the noise. What is Gran's role in the picture? So Gran is orchestrating the band, directing the band. How many kinds of instruments can you find? So how many instruments? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can find 7. How many can you find? And can you name them? So guitar, mouth organ, drums. What's he got here? Looks like a flute, maybe, or trumpet. Maybe that's a.
Peely.
Maybe that's the recorder, maybe, and another recorder, and piano, keyboard, piano, electric piano. Okay, so can you name them all? And choose one of the instruments that you want to play. So for me, I'd like the drums. It's easy.
I like the piano.
And also do one more for homework, so page 5 as well. And page 5 is to make un or dis in front of the word. So Kipper unlocked the door. Dad discouraged the children. He is an dishonest guy. They disliked the adventure and I was unable to win the game. Okay, so let's finish off with a little game at the end. Little word game from the book. Okay, so let's play.
Ready. Go.
Through.
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 Parcel.
Parcel. So p. Parcel.
Parcel.
Yeah.
Next one.
Statue.
Statue. So Yes, statue.
Statue. Believe.
Next one. Believe. B. L. E.
Sure.
Yeah. V. Believe.
Believe.
Instead.
Instead. Igloo. N. Egg.
Instead.
Next one.
Smash.
Smash. So
I know, Mom.
Smash.
Smash.
Next.
Drag the
Okay, let's
picture in the
read
correct
first.
order.
So number one. So grandma and the children took a tube in London. Next one. Grandma came to stay. They went to the waxworks. Okay, so which comes first? Grandma came to stay? What about next? Do you reckon that's correct? So grandma came to stay. Grandma and the children took a tube in London. They went to the waxworks. Let's check. Well done.
Next.
Select the
Okay,
correct
multiple
answer.
choice. Question. Poor children didn't go to school in the past in London. Why? They didn't like studying. They had to play with friends, or they had to work. This one? They had to work. Okay, let's try. Let's do that.
Next.
Select true or false.
The children went to London with mum and dad. Yes or no?
Daddy too.
Did mum and dad go to London?
No.
No, so false. They
Congratulations.
went with grandma. So mum and dad? No. Nothing happened in the waxworks. Yes or no? Did something happen in waxworks? What did grandma do? She knocked over the waxworks, right?
Congratulations.
Something did happen. Biff talked with the Queen. Did Biff talk to the Queen?
Yeah.
Yes or no? No.
Congratulations. Next.
Drag the correct word in the blank.
Okay, so cold, rain, warm. So it began to.
Rain.
Very good. So it's rain. Hey, where you go? There we go. Next one. And the wind blew. Everyone felt what? Cold. Never mind, said Grandma. We'll think of somewhere warm to go next. Okay, let's check. Okay, very good. So we did a day in London, and we'll continue the workbook and read it again. And thanks for listening, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.